What if the Green Bay Packers could snag one of the NFL's most dominant edge rushers this offseason? Imagine Trey Hendrickson in a Packers uniform, terrorizing quarterbacks at Lambeau Field. Well, if the Cincinnati Bengals decide to move on from their star pass rusher, this could become a very real possibility. And today, we're breaking down the trade package that could make it happen. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL trade rumors and analysis, and share this video with your fellow football fans. And hey, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Would you want Hendrickson in Green Bay? Let's get into it. The story starts in Cincinnati, where Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals are currently stuck in a messy contract stalemate. It's been a tense offseason, with Hendrickson skipping mandatory minicamp and publicly expressing his frustration with the ongoing negotiations. The two sides just can't find common ground. Hendrickson wants a longer, bigger deal, while the Bengals are pushing for a shorter contract. As ESPN's Adam Schefter put it, the Bengals would like a shorter deal, Hendrickson would like a longer deal, and they can't even find common ground on the length of the deal right now. So, where does that leave everyone? For the Bengals, they face a tough choice. Hendrickson is arguably their best defender, coming off an absolutely dominant run of production. Over the last 2 seasons, he's racked up a league-high 35 sacks, including a staggering 17.5 last year alone. Those numbers make him one of the most feared pass rushers in the game, a true game-changer. But if Hendrickson refuses to play without the contract he wants, the Bengals might have no choice but to consider trading him. And that's where the Green Bay Packers enter the picture. Green Bay is looking to bounce back after an early playoff exit in 2024. One of their clear weaknesses, edge rushing. Last season, only 2 Packers players recorded 5 or more sacks. That's simply not enough to compete at the highest level in today's NFL. So, adding a proven pass rusher like Hendrickson would be an immediate upgrade and could push Green Bay's defense to a whole new level. But what would it take to get him? Here's a realistic trade package the Packers could offer the Bengals. Bengals receive defensive end Lukas Van Ness and a 2026 second-round draft pick. Packers receive defensive end Trey Hendrickson. Starting with the draft pick, the Bengals will almost certainly want at least a second-rounder for Hendrickson. There's a chance a bidding war could drive that price to a first-round pick, especially since pass rushers of Hendrickson's caliber are so valuable. But given the contract dispute and the fact that any team acquiring him will have to extend him to a big money deal immediately, the Bengals don't hold all the leverage here. In addition to the draft pick, the Bengals will want a player who can step in and help fill Hendrickson's role. That's where Lukas Van Ness comes in. Van Ness was a former first-round pick who, frankly, has underperformed in his first 2 NFL seasons. He's totaled just 7 sacks over that span, with only 3 last year. But maybe a change of scenery and fresh start in Cincinnati could reignite his career, especially with rookie Shamar Stewart, another edge rusher the Bengals drafted, still unsigned as training camp approaches. Cincinnati's need to shore up their pass rush depth is becoming more urgent. Trading Hendrickson would leave a big hole, and Van Ness could help soften that blow. Now let's be clear. Trading Hendrickson would be a major gamble for the Bengals, especially given their Super Bowl aspirations. Losing a player who led the league in sacks last season isn't something a championship contender wants to do lightly. But the reality is this: if the Bengals don't pay Hendrickson what he's worth and he refuses to play, they'll lose him anyway. For nothing. In that case, it makes sense to try to get some value in return, whether that's a solid draft pick or a player with upside like Van Ness. So, what do you think? Should the Packers make a big move to bring in Trey Hendrickson and boost their pass rush? Or would trading away Van Ness and a second-round pick be too steep a price? And what's next for the Bengals is they do move on from their star edge rusher. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And don't forget to drop your thoughts and trade ideas in the comments. We want to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more NFL news, rumors, and deep dives. Until next time, keep the football conversations going.